Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard and today we're out here at Dolly Cooper to get ready for the second big thaw presented by Repad. I was surprised to look back through my catalog and see that I hadn't really made a practice round video out here or anything like that, so I figured we'd go ahead and try it out. Dolly's a very interesting course because it's all par threes, and I would say the birdies out here are pretty difficult to get, but a lot of the pars aren't very difficult at all. So if I'm able to come up with a good, consistent game plan, I can definitely shoot well out here. I believe at the last sanctioned event they had out here, about 8 under was 1,000 rated, which isn't impossible for me, but it's not what I'm going for. If anything, I'm gonna be going for about 2 to 3 under every round, try and just be as consistent as I can be, but in order to do that, we gotta come up with a good game plan, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right guys, so on hole 1, this one's a par 3, 300 feet. Basket's just straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to though is the ground slopes away behind the basket. So really want to make sure we land this short. Typically I'll go with like an overstable mid-range, but today we've got a tailwind, so I'm gonna just go with a straight putter, just try and throw it straight at the basket, hopefully not go long. Nope, nose up. That wind's gonna smash it. That's probably not gonna be too bad, honestly. I'll probably be like edge of circle 2, so I'll probably have like a pretty easy layup. I'll try one more. That felt better, but I think it's still gonna be short. No, it's just like circle's edge left. So yeah, there's no reason to run this at all because as you can see, there's almost nothing behind the basket. And especially with this wind, it's gonna get carried super far, so just gotta lay this up and get out of here with the par. It's not a great layup. Oh boy. Whew, okay. All right guys, we're on hole 2. This one's a par 3, 405 feet. Basket straight ahead. This little grouping of trees you can see in front of us. Main thing to pay attention to though is we've got OB pond off to the right. That's about pin high with the basket. So typically I would just go with the straight to slightly understable distance driver. Just kind of throw it straight at the basket. But since we've got that crosswind coming across, if I throw that same shot, odds are that wind's gonna hold it over and bring it over to the OB pond. So I'm gonna disc up a little bit, go with something a little bit more overstable, just try and throw it flat, get down there as close as I can, just pitch up for a par. Go, be a nice skip. That was a okay skip. Just out of curiosity, let's see what happens if I throw the disc I would normally throw in the shot. Ooh, yeah, you can see why I did not want to throw that shot. It's in bounds, but that's only because I aimed a lot farther left than I would normally want to on that shot. And as you can see, that didn't want to come back out of it at all. Oh, don't hit it. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be a much trickier putt than I meant to give myself. No, that's the worst thing I could do. There we go. All right guys, we're on hole 3. This one's a par 3, 260 feet. Basket's up this way, slightly tucked off the left. On this one, this is one of those holes where the hole moves from left to right, but you don't really need to throw a shot that moves from left to right. If you throw it dead straight, pin high, it'll give you like a 15 to 20 footer. But the main thing you want to do on this hole is just hit the gap that's right in front of us. The only reason I'm going with the overstable mid-range is just because it kind of helps with the speed control once you get down there through the gap. It keeps you from going too far long, but let's see if we can hit this gap. Get off that, get off it. Ah, dang. Oof, that'll be rough to get up and down from. There we go, that'll putt. Drop, drop. Oh, dang, so close. All right. right, guys, we're on hole 4. This one's a par 3. It's like 350, something like that. Yeah, 350, just straight ahead up this hill. I'm not really going to be trying to get up to the basket on this one just because of the headwind. So main goal is just going to be trying to get to the rocks, just to the right side of the basket, be pin high. Then I can give myself like a 40 to 45 foot look, but see if we can get up there. Go, go. Okay, that's a little short of what I wanted, so I'll probably still have like a jump putt approach from there, but need a little bit more distance on that to be what I wanted. Okay, so I'm a little bit closer than I thought, but I'm still probably about edge of circle 2, so I'm gonna have to give this just a little jump putt. Gotta be careful, don't break my ankle on these rocks. There we go, perfect. All right, guys, we're on hole 5. This one's a par 3, 230 feet. You can see the basket straight ahead, but as you kind of tell, this hole shapes up really well to a flex forehand. So main thing I got to make sure though is I don't end up early right, because that is guaranteed bogey, if not worse. So main thing I'm looking for in the shot is something I can just chop on a touch of anhyzer, get it to drift left through the gap, flatten out, push straight. So I'm gonna go with the Thunderbird as my main shot, then we'll try the Xenon to see if a more overstable disc is better. But main reason I like going with a Thunderbird as my main shot is because I know I can get it to kind of drift left while still holding its height. So just got to figure out what that angle is going to be. It's nose up. That's not bad. That's a pretty much guaranteed par, so I'm not mad at that, but got to get that nose down to get to actually drift left and keep its height for the Xenon. That's better, but I think it's going to fade out too soon. Well, sit down. No, golly, it rolled like 45 feet left of the basket. So, I don't know. I probably will go with the Xenon just because I have to force it over. Like, there's no like debating with the Thunderbird, like, could I throw it flat? Like, no. The Xenon, you've got to rip it over on anhyzer. Like I said, main goal is to stay away from this early right side, and I think that the Xenon is going to help me do that the best. Come. All right, guys, we're on hole 6. This one's a par 3, 210 feet. We're going through this gap with the basket being down off to the right. This one's kind of shaped like an S almost, where you gotta get the disc to bend right, then flatten back out and push straight. So if you want to get the birdie, you've got to throw a backhand, or at least if you want to park it, you got to throw a backhand. The forehand works out better just because you can see the gap, but actually getting down there to the green with the forehand is really, really difficult. So I'm gonna throw both of them, just trying to see which one feels better. But odds are, if I need the birdie, I'm gonna go with the backhand. If I need just to get through the gap and get out here with the par, I'm gonna go with the forehand. Ooh, that'll be really good. Oh yeah, that's parked. That's what you've got to do though. You've got to have something that you know will flatten out and almost get back to a hyzer angle if you want to throw that backhand. That's good to know. That disc is perfect for that shot. Now let's try the forehand. Oh man, that actually would have been really good, but I hit a tree late. All right, guys, we're on hole 7. This one's a par 3, probably like 220 feet straight ahead, way uphill. Biggest thing you got to decide on this hole is what type of shot shape you want to go for. A lot of people end up throwing a forehand, but this is also one of those holes, kind of like what I was talking about with hole 3, where all you really need to do is just throw a dead straight shot, and it's super easy to, you can even get inside the bullseye if you just throw it dead straight, pin high. So I'm gonna go with the backhand. I got my straight mid-range and my flippy mid-range, so we're gonna throw both of those, but I'm gonna go with the straight mid-range first. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. Yep, that's all you gotta do. Let's see if we can ring it up with the flippy one. That's the one bad part about the backhand, that tree comes into play. All right guys, we're on hole 8. This one's a par 3, 220 feet. Basket's down this way, off to the right. So best play on this one is typically a forehand, some kind of forehand hyzer, just a really overstable forehand. So I'm gonna go with the chain breaker, chop it over in a little bit anhyzer so it gets some distance out before it starts to dump. Main thing I gotta make sure of is because the ground slopes away from us towards the basket, it's really easy to go long and left. So I gotta make sure I give it the right amount of anhyzer so it doesn't go too far long. That's too much anhyzer, I think. It looked like it was gonna get on a good skip angle, so I might be over there for like a long putt, but this isn't really a basket you wanna run a putt on. So let's see what we got. Okay, so I did what I said I didn't want to do, which was put too much anhyzer on it and make this thing go too far too far straight. So don't really have a good look at it running from here. So I'm just gonna lay it up and get out of here with par. There we go. All right, guys, we're on hole 9. This one's a par 3, about 230 feet. The best play on this hole typically is to have something that'll push straight through this gap, bend right around this tree, and either flatten out, push straight back towards the basket, or if it's a forehand, just kind of dump out there and give yourself like a circle 2 look. This one, you can't really see from here, but the ground drops off directly behind the basket and goes down a good 30, 40 feet maybe not that far, but it's very significant. It's possible to go like 150 feet long on this hole. So tee shot is very important to make sure that you put yourself in a really good position to either lay up or run this putt, because even around the basket there's a bunch of roots and it's very easy to, even on like a 60-foot layup, you can stand up and roll all the way down the hill. So really got to set ourselves up well. I'm gonna do the same thing I did on the other hole, throw a forehand and a backhand just to kind of see which one feels better. But I think I'm gonna go with the forehand as my main play for today. Ooh, that was a helpful skip off that log. That's gonna be really good. That'll probably be like edge of circle 2. All right, for the backhand. Oh, there we go. Now the question is, will that be 100 feet past the basket? Oh, almost skipped in. Yeah, so from here you can see what I'm talking about. Like, there's nothing behind this basket at all, so running it is not really an option from here. This is right on the edge of where I want to run it, but nah, we're just gonna lay this up, get out of here with par. Even that's scary. I have no idea where the P3X went. Oh, there it is. It's about halfway down the hill, so close to like 100 feet away. So that's why we don't throw the backhand unless we are insanely confident that we can land it short in this area and not even get to roll or anything. All right, guys, that finishes up the front 9 out here. I'm really happy with how I played. Typically the front 9 is where I'll like make a few mistakes and kind of snowball and get into like a really bad rhythm. But even though I did make a few mistakes at the beginning, I didn't allow them to snowball. Kind of got back to playing par golf and was even able to get some birdies to kind of make those strokes back up. So my goal of getting to 2 to 3 under is very doable, especially on the back 9, because I would say the back 9 has some of the more scoreable holes on the course, but it also has some of the harder holes on the course. So hopefully I can bring some of the focus and the positive energy I had today into the back 9 tomorrow. But if y'all are interested in checking out the tournament, see if you want to sign up, I'll make sure to have a link to the Disc Golf Scene page down in the description. And I'll see you. I'm sure there's some way I can put like the live scores on there or something like that if y'all are interested in watching the scores for this one. But yeah, stay tuned for the back nine. Should be coming out sometime tomorrow. But thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and y'all have a good one.